So the RMG website is at rmg.mit.edu. My bar is frozen, so I can't send it to chat. If somebody else could do that, that'd be nice. Thank you. Um, this is basically like a front-end interface that extends some of the features of RMG and makes it more convenient to access. So I'll just kind of go through and give a quick overview. This is the landing page. The first tab you'll see on the left is documentation. And what this will do is this will basically just take you to our documentation page. So let's not do that for now. Then there's this resources tab that includes a link to the publications related to RMG, as well as some of the previous recordings, including from the previous 2023 workshop. And so those might be helpful. We also have our kinetics, sorry, our databases, including kinetic, Solvation, StatMech, Thermo, Transport, that are available for you to view. So for example, if I click on thermodynamics database, it'll include a link to this thermo search depository we don't need to worry about, and then libraries. And so you can see all of the libraries that are available within the RMG database. If you click on, for example, primary thermal library, you can see all of the species in that library. And if you then go click on it, you can see the data for that species in that library, including some graphs at the bottom for the temperature dependence of those properties. So this might be a useful way for you to look at the library data for thermo and kinetics, and similar thing for groups. We can also take a look at the kinetics database. So it's quite similar to the thermo libraries, where they're all just listed here. And then if you scroll down, you can also get to the, sorry, went too fast. If you go to the kinetics, scroll down, you get to kinetics families. And these show the different families that we've defined for each of the RMG families. Some of them are missing photos, like images of them, because they're new reactions that we haven't included yet for the images. But for the most part, you can see like a diagram, a schematic of like what exactly that family is. And like before, you can go into it and click into it and see the data for it. It can take a while to load, actually. So let's maybe skip that for now. Okay, so yeah, you can basically view the databases here. Another really useful tool is the molecule search. So here, I think Richard showed briefly, and also Sevi, that you can use this to search for molecules and obtain the thermodynamics information. So here I'll show maybe some of the slightly more advanced uses of it. So we mentioned before you can search by SMILE strings, like along like alkane, for example, and it'll automatically populate the adjacency list. Typically, you'll want to draw it just to make sure that you are input exactly what you want it to do. But you can also search by other things such as names. So here you can just type in directly like naphthalene, for instance, and it'll resolve that name into an adjacency list. And you can draw it and you can see that it did that as well. But you can also do some other things like search by inchy string. So here I have the pubchem page for naphthalene. I'm just going to extract the inchy string for that for it, and you can put that in. Let's change it to something else, and then I can put that inchy string in here, and it can show it'll populate with naphthalene as well. You can do the same with inchy key, and you can even do it with Cas numbers. So for some species, not all species. So if you put in the Cas number and you draw it, then you get naphthalene again. So there's quite a few different input formats that you can use. Once you have your structure that's been resolved to an adjacency list, you can just kind of see the other names that it can also go by in the bottom. One of the important things you might want to do is search thermochemistry for that species. And so what will pop up is all of the library estimates and the group additivity estimate for that species. So here is the result for the thermo of the species from the hexylbenzene library, and so on for these other ones. and the very bottom, there's the group attribute estimate based on the different groups in the species. At the very bottom, underneath all of those individual entries is plots from each of the individual either library or group estimates for the thermodynamic properties. So here, for example, heat capacity is plotted over a temperature range. Um, I think we have some questions, but I can't view them, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Same for enthalpy and entropy and Gibbs free energy. Okay, so molecule search is something that's going to be really useful and helpful. Um, be mindful of, if you're not used to using smiles, be mindful of radicals, for example, like uh, oxygen, for example, like O2. You could put in directly, but the smile string isn't just like OO, for example, because if you draw that, it's going to look like this because smile strings implicitly fill in the hydrogens. So I think you need to do like this. Yeah, and then you'll get the diatomic oxygen. Something else you can do is search for reactions and get search for kinetics that way. So you can either put in one reactant, you can put in the reactants, or you can put in reactants and products. So here I'll just put in a one single reactant, which will hopefully give the unimolecular reactions involving this species. So I'll just click search, and it'll show all of the unimolecular reactions that RMG thinks happen. Oh, and also sorry, and also bimolecular reactions populated at the bottom. Um, Actually, these are because it's the same species reacting with itself. So let me see. Another example might be something like this. And if you put in the two reactants, it'll give you the biomolecular reactions. And so if you click on those, then you just like for the thermo, you get the rates for from different libraries and from rate rules as well at the very bottom. And you can see the different rates at different temperatures in a plot, just like before with thermo. And so this might be something that to help you extract kinetic parameters more easily. We also non-catalyzed reactions. Sorry, is that what you said?
The rate here are given for non-catalyzed reactions.
Yeah, these are just like for the most part like elementary reactions, kinetics. Um, Then there's also solvation tools. This is a fairly new addition based on some of the work that we've done in solvation. Um, I'll skip this one, but this one allows you to search by solvents in the RMG database. The second one allows you to determine Abraham parameters. Uh, so let me just kind of click here and read this text if you want. But basically, you can input the solute smiles that you want, like this, and then you can choose between three different types of estimation methods. And optionally, you can put in a solvent and it will try to calculate the solvation energies at that temp at 298. And once you click that, it'll predict the um, Abraham parameters. Some other tools that we have are solvation energy, enthalpy, and entropy prediction at 298 Kelvin. Um, just like before, you put in a solvent. It's a little different from before actually, but just like before, you can just put it in this text box. I'll just put in one example, and then you click which property you want, and then you can click submit, and it'll report those as well. Let me see. You can also do temperature-dependent solvation for energies. So here, for example, you can put in the solvent, solute, and then temperature, and search. Just like before, it'll give you solvation energies at a specific temperature. And the last thing is solid solubility predictions. This is based off of our work from 2022. We do have more recent models that perform better that are not yet integrated with the RMG website. But for now, this is one way that you can run solubility predictions through the RMG through here. So I'll skip this for now, just in interest of time. Something else that you might want to use is the pressure dependent network exploration tool on the website. If you have a pressure dependent network, you can upload it here. And so I've done this already. I've uploaded one based on the input file only. And here I'll kind of show you what pops up once you upload that. It'll give you a nice visualization of the network based on the input, like the starting, like from the input file, including the potential energy surface um, from one dimension and all of the species that you defined in your system and the different paths. Um, so this is also something that you can use. The last thing is we have other RMG tools. So we have there's a whole bunch here. But um, we'll skip these for now, I think. But these are maybe just some like more lesser used functions. You can visualize chemical files, compare two different RMG generated models, merge two different RMG generated models, generate flux diagrams, uh, populate reactions for a set of initial species, plot kinetics, evaluate an acid polynomial. And in principle, you can draw a functional group, but in it's recently uh, it's not working right now, so we'll hopefully get that fixed soon. Um, and lastly, you can make a profile on the website, which allows you to um, save certain things like your preferred energy units, um, temperature units. You can set an avatar if you want, and then you can change the theme from dark mode to light mode. Um, but yeah, so those are the main use cases of the RMG website. I'd say that the search function is probably one of the more like most widely used one things like reasons you'd use the website, and uh, familiar yourself familiarizing yourself with smile strings will definitely help with using it.
The structure input button work? I haven't used it in so long.
Structure input. Oh wow, I haven't.
It lets you just draw things.
Yes. Okay. So let's try this. I never do this.
There we go.
Okay, let's just try this. Oh well, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
So you can even draw with that if you prefer. Okay. Are there any questions?
I'm just curious if you get any usage stats on the RMG website of like how many people are using it per month.
Yeah. We have analytics set up. I don't know the exact number, but we definitely get like hundreds of hits every month. And throughout the year, like definitely like thousands, and if not like close to like 10,000s of hits. So it's widely trafficked for sure. Although with AI scraping websites these days, who knows how much it's persons, but it seems like it's organic traffic. Yeah.